welcome to our Plugs Community Connection. I am your host, DJ Kitty Cat, with my sister co-host, Miss Morningstar on WKRA 92.7 FM The Change. If you're looking for the best in news, current events, community outreach programs, and shopping connections, you've come to the right place. We've got a great mix of content and community connections lined up for you this evening, along with special guest interviews. So, grab your favorite drink of choice, turn up the volume, and let's get into it.
Good morning, WKRA 92.7 The Change. It is your morning host, DJ Kitty, here with my guest co-host, Miss CC from the KK and CC show. She will be my co-host today, and we are going to have a free and easy day of chopping it up. Just, talking about TV shows, reality TV shows, what's happening in the world. Just an easy day because guess what? Today is Friday. Thank goodness because I'm tired. I'm tired. Absolutely. So, yes, Pretty CC is in the house. I hope everyone out in Radio Land and Holly Springs and Memphis, Mississippi has had a great night's sleep. You got you some rest and you are ready for today. You've had your breakfast or you're about to eat breakfast, had your coffee, and the golden rule, 16 ounces of water today. You start with 16 ounces of water and you keep adding all day long. So by the end of the day, you would have drank 64 ounces of water. That is the goal for the entire day, 64 ounces of water. So come on in, have a seat, and we're about to jump right into it. I want to say thank you to our YouTube chat for joining us, as well as our TikTok friends for joining us. And what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about shows, and we're also going to take questions from both TikTok and YouTube, and I'll be reading them, and we will have that conversation because why not? Today's easy. Look, I keep saying today's an easy day. It's going to be a fun day, a fun show. So, but before we can get started, we must do our daily affirmations. Even though Miss Morningstar, our good sister, is on vacation, she should be back hopefully by this Sunday. And we will be back to our regularly scheduled program, I guess. I hope. Anywho, let's get into these affirmations. So here are some hilarious affirmations that will uplift your spirits and add a dash of humor to your day. Wait. Before I talk about the affirmations, let me say good morning, Cece. And
Good morning. Good morning.
Let's say good morning to the audience.
Good morning. I am so excited to be here. I love Friday. It's always my favorite day of the work week. We've survived, and
Yes, we've survived. It's a miracle, but we did it. And we hope to continue to survive.
absolutely.
So these funny affirmations are something to make you, giggle, chuckle just a tad bit. So here's the first one. I am so awesome. Even my coffee agrees. Today, I will sparkle like glitter in a sandstorm. I attract positivity like a magnet attracts paper clips. I do. I feel myself in that one.
I love that one.
Me too. I'm not clumsy. I'm just practicing my interceptive dance move.
Oh, I need to say that one. I'm very clumsy.
Yes, me too. Very clumsy. I find myself, a little wobbly all the time. My smile can light up a room and confuse a power outage. Oh, okay. That's cute.
Ooh, nice.
I am the CEO of my own happiness and business is booming. I know that's right.
Oh, that's powerful. I love it.
Yes, me too. I'm not lazy. I'm on energy saving mode. Yeah. I can see my grandson saying something like that to me. Hey, Melba, thank you for subscribing, honey. Let's see. The number 8 is I can turn any situation into a dance party. Yeah, yeah. Well, not any situation. Well,
Well,
any situation.
maybe
Um,
sometimes I'm dancing like Elaine from Seinfeld. You remember that?
yes. Who can forget? My optimism is so contagious. Even my pessimist neighbor is catching it. Wow, you
Oh,
must be very optimistic. I will not compare myself to others. I am too unique for that. I know that's right.
oh, yes.
Okay, and my last one, my imperfections make me perfectly awesome. And I
Oh,
like
that should be on a t-shirt.
that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for subscribing, Melbo. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, and you guys don't forget to hit the like button, please. And on TikTok, don't forget to share as well as like. And if you want to subscribe, subscribe. We truly appreciate it. So, let's jump into this weather. Okay, it's really simple. It's hot. 105 degrees today in Houston. Feels
Oh,
like about 110. Well, that was yesterday, but it's hot. Hot.
it was my car when I got in it said 108.
Whoa.
Like I feel like I could have cooked dinner on my
You can
um
you can. You know what I'm gonna do is I am actually gonna take an egg and I'm gonna crack it and see how long it takes to cook. Because yeah, it's hot.
yeah, have your plate
Uh,
ready because it's not going to be long at all.
Not at all. Not at all. Okay, so in Holly Springs today, you have a high of 92, a low of 74. It's going to be sunny, little clouds, but mostly sunny. 16% chance of rain. It's not going to rain. Nope. And that's going to be very short lived. Your humidity is, I'm sorry, feels like temperature today will be 102 degrees.
Oh gosh.
Humidity will be at 70% in the morning, 88% in the evening. Winds are out of the south southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mosquito risk is very high. Grass pollen is moderate. Air quality is good. Yeah, we're still under extreme heat warning. Memphis, Tennessee, hot Memphis. That's what I'm going to call you. A high today of 94, low of 76. Humidity is at 64% in the morning, 81% in the evening. It's going to be sunny. Winds are out of the south southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Feels like temperature is 104. That's hot.
Ugh.
Grass pollen is moderate. Air quality is moderate. And, excuse me, mosquito risk is high. Yeah, they're out. Hot Houston today. It's supposed to rain today in Houston. We've got a 40% chance of rain today. High of 86. I can live with that. Come through 86. Yes. A low of 77 with scattered thunderstorms. I do not care about. Please let it rain. Please. I'm with the rain. Winds are out of the south southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Feels like temperature will be 90 degrees today. Humidity is at 72% in the morning and 86% in the evening. Grass and grass pollen is low and ragweed is high. That's why my allergies are messed up.
Keep the Flonase out.
Okay, air quality is good and mosquito risk is high. So that is your weather. Hot. Well, how hot is it? Hot as hell. So, extreme heat warning. If you're going to be out for extended periods of time, please wear a hat, put on some sunblock, some sunscreen, drink you plenty of water. It's easy to dehydrate. And remember, if you're hot, your children and your pets are hot as well. Protect them as well. They need sunblock, they need hats, they need shades, they need water as well. Now, I expect, I'm surprised that I don't see a lot of dogs walking around with shades on and their hats on and their little shoes on because it's hot. But now that I think about it, they probably shake all that off. I can see Callie right now shaking it all off. Like,
I
no.
think a lot of people don't realize that dogs need something for their feet. I think
Yes,
that's
they do. I mean, their paws can burn.
the
So,
pavement gets so hot.
yeah, hot. If I can cook an egg on the pavement, imagine how hot it is for the babies.
Yes,
Pup
absolutely.
babies. Pup babies. Yeah, their pads burn easy. So that is the weather for today. Let's go ahead and hop into some news you can use. It's crazy. I want to, hey, Danny writing, I see you out there. I love my most of my imperfections also, and I work, she says, and work on the ones that don't benefit me. I do the same. You got to love the skin you're in and don't worry about what anybody else says or thinks about you.
Absolutely.
So, where should we begin?
Whew.
Y'all talk about Candace Owens getting sued?
That is very scandalous
Yes.
and unprecedented.
Candace Owens is getting sued by the French president's wife. She called the French president's wife a man. And I don't blame her. I think Michelle should have sued when they were calling her a man.
Yeah, because how, first of all, how disrespectful, but
I
also what slander? How, what, you know,
Why would you even say that? Do you have nothing else to do? Yes, Candace. Nothing else to do.
Landis.
Yeah, that's her name. Candace. She thinks she's part of the clan until she shows up and they all turn around, look at her, and tell her, "You are not welcome here." And although she has married her a YT man, that does not make you. Your proximity will not save you from the clan, lady.
Nope. Nope.
But yeah, she caught herself talking about that lady, and I hope that lady sues her for every dime.
Sometimes you mess around and you find out.
I mean, who are you to tell somebody? And then I can see if you were making a statement and you say allegedly behind it, but for you to double down and say, "Oh yeah, you are," girl, are you okay? Candace, I hope you get the day you deserve. You have you get what you deserve. You get
I,
what you deserve.
I just think it speaks also to like such a disrespect to that level of she's the first lady of France, you know. And same thing with Michelle Obama when they were trying to do that to her.
Exactly.
You know, how
Have some respect.
ignorant.
Have some respect. You know, I know I talk about the man with the dead hand all the time.
Yes.
But I have good cause to talk about the man with the dead hand. Why is Candace worrying about that lady over in a whole nother country, not bothering her? Why are you doing that? Why draw that type of attention to yourself? Well, I guess they're gonna have court in France. So she has to fly to France to go to court.
Yes. Yes.
Oh well.
I just think, how is that like your insult to somebody? Like you're a man. I don't know. To me, that it's almost maybe not transphobic, but there's some sort of phobia there that you're trying to create like
Yeah.
shame or something for somebody. You know, this woman has children. She's, uh, I don't know.
Just like Michelle had children and they were making that cruel joke, oh, she's a man. That's not cute. That's not funny. You know, that's not that's like me. No, I'm not even gonna put
I
that
don't think there
out.
is any sort of
No,
equivalent.
no,
I cannot think of any situation where I'm like that person's really of the other gender. Like,
yeah,
mm, it's
yeah.
just in poor taste.
It is in poor taste, and I guess the French Madam President or Madam First Lady in France said, "I've had enough. I will see you in court." Good luck to you, Candace. Anywho, the next one I wanted to talk about was, did you hear the news that Hulk Hogan passed away today? The
I
Hulk. I met him when I was in my early 20s. I was working at the airport. He was a nice guy. Even though, down the road we found out that he says the N word, and I don't know if he made amends for that or not, but I hope he did, considering he's going to meet well,
he
he's meeting his maker today.
think people were saying
Oh,
that even at the end of his life, he blocked a union that the what is it, WWE was trying to put together. And
so
he
he didn't want them to unionize?
no, and it's almost again, the cruelty is the point, I guess. But unions help everyday people. They help the middle class. And really, what skin in the game did he have? He was not a wrestler anymore. They make millions of dollars off these people who essentially ruin
Yeah,
their bodies because
it,
they endure so much abuse, uh, allegedly fake wrestling. I
yeah.
don't want to say it's not real, but
It's fake wrestling. It looks very fake to me, but they do. They put a lot of toll on their bodies, and for him not to want for them to, um, for him not to want for them to unionize, that's crazy. You have a right to be in the union. I'm so sick of people telling other people what they can do, especially when it comes to, things that are making their lives better.
yeah, I mean, I think people forget that when the economy was really strong in the United States, that's when the unions were at their strongest. And as, they've been chipped away at, you can see the middle class gets affected,
Yep, exactly. Exactly.
you
And the
know.
middle class will be affected because they don't, it's like they don't want anybody to come have more than them. I made it, but I'm not going to assist anybody else in making it.
Yeah,
Even,
they pull up the ladder behind them.
yes, yes, pulling up the ladder behind you gets you nowhere in life. Why not just accept people and let people just live? But, it's their, I'm learning it's their way of life. That's what they do.
I
So
just think at a certain point, like, don't you feel, I guess they don't feel bad because they're
they really
continuing
don't
to.
because they're millionaires. Their thought process is I've got mine, and if you didn't get yours, that's just too bad. I'm gonna make sure that I get mine, and it's screw everyone else. And so this is three. We've had Malcolm Jamal Warner, rest in peace. I'm praying for his family, his wife, and his daughter, and friends and family, as well as us, because he was family to us.
He was so young.
Yeah, he was. He was 54.
His daughter is only 8 years old.
Yeah, he got caught in a riptide.
I read that they rescued his daughter, which thank God, but I guess they weren't able to rescue him. It's just very, very tragic.
It is very tragic. The thing about it is you when you're caught in a riptide, they tell you to swim parallel, but it's hard to do. You pretty much lose your sense. So I stay out of the ocean. I'll walk on the shore, but I'm not swimming in the ocean. First of all, if something touch me, I'm gonna lose my mind. So
See, I didn't know that until you mentioned it now.
yeah,
I get in the water when we go to the beach. I love the water.
me too.
But I don't get in too far just because I
You
do
don't
know
even
that the
have
water can be like tricky, like,
And
and
you
you can
don't even have to
definitely,
be in far though. That's the
yeah.
thing about riptides. You don't have to be in far. You can be up to like waist deep or thigh deep, and it will pull you in. It's a very strong current, and I just feel like I have my space on land. I'm going to respect what's in the sea. I don't want to mess with it. And I'll get on a cruise and I'll boat. I'll get on a yacht, but no, I'm not gonna swim the ocean. I swim in pools and I love to swim. But I'm never gonna be a strong enough swimmer to swim in the ocean. So, that's a no for me. But let's say a prayer for keep his family in your thoughts. That's
Absolutely.
tragic. He was a good person. He was. And then we had Ozzy Osbourne, who passed yesterday or the day
Yes,
before.
yes. I think it was, oh, yes, you're right. It was Tuesday.
Yeah. And then,
Hulk
Hulk Hogan.
Hogan's.
They say it comes in threes. And, I'm just saying that they missed one. We had prime opportunity.
The algorithm's off. We gotta look at that.
Yeah, the Reaper, he needs to adjust his algorithm and make some adjustments. Boop, boop, boop. So some things, some things can actually happen that needs to happen. I'm talking about somebody who could actually make a real impact in the right direction if we could only I was looking for my orange crayon. I can't find my orange crayon. Man, man. Oh, I got an orange. If only Grim Reaper, if you out there listening, this is the color you're looking for. This is the color. It's orange, And
Unblended.
yeah, unblended. It sits on the face. So I'm just saying, if you want, just a suggestion. I have no skin in the game, and his hand is black. Ankles are swollen. Do your thing. Do your big one. Haitians, if you're listening, do your big one. Yeah. So rest
Girl,
in
those cankles are putting in work. I don't think I even had cankles like that when I was pregnant.
I've never had cankles, so I don't even know how. That's fluid on your ankles, right? Yeah. And then he put them shoes on. I know them shoes were screaming, "Get off me! Get off me!"
Help!
Send help.
Did you see
Man,
people posting pictures of Obama's ankles?
they want. They want so bad. We are a messy nation. I will tell you that we are super, super.
Shady.
We
Shady.
are. We
I
are.
mean, I'm here for it, but
I am too.
shady.
I'm with it. Some things you gotta laugh at it and say, okay, yeah, I'm gonna give it my stamp of approval. You know, hey, I mean, he pulled Obama into it. Obama had nothing to do with this, and here you are posting the AI like Obama would fall at his feet. He wants that so bad.
What I don't get is, does he not understand that there's actual real footage of him being arrested? Like, again, irony, and we don't know the meaning of it.
I told you, people, we understand irony, but those supporters of his are thinking that you're talking about an ironing board. They have no idea what you're talking about. You see? Now, come on, baby. Irony. Well, we call ours an iron, and if you want to iron, some of them say we don't even have irons. We just put on our clothes straight out the dirty
put,
hamper.
put
Anywho.
some wrinkle release on it and go.
No, girl, now this well, that's the last thing that they're gonna have. Let's go ahead and take a quick commercial break. You are listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection on WKRA 92.7 The Change. We'll be right back after this quick commercial.
Why advertise with Our Plugs, LLC? What do you get? Radio promotion. Perfect for online businesses. YouTube promotion. Customers can view your commercial. TikTok promo. Gain followers and showcase product. Follow us on all platforms. YouTube and TikTok. Our Plugs, LLC. www.ourplugs.com.
Welcome to Morningstar Boutique, where the sun is shining and the style is all about you, your beauty, confidence, and individuality. Whether that's your perfect summer dress, a chic jumpsuit, or outfit you didn't know you needed, we've got you. Stop by ourplugs.com and check us out. We'll see you soon.
And I'd like for you to do one more thing for me. Hold up 2 fingers. This is you, and this is me, and the space that exists between us should be filled with value.
Equal, a global human initiative, and its value identity model.
Welcome to a world that sparkles. Tumblers for every personality. For the men, smoking trays and cutting boards. For the women, flower jewelry and honeybee coasters. Tic-tac-toe and dominoes. Sneakers, sneakers, sneakers. Sparkle Luxe keychains and trinket trays. Head over to ourplugs.com and receive a special coupon code for $7 off $35.
And we are back. You're listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection. Again, today is TV shows reviews. Let's talk about a couple more things, and then we're going to jump right into these shows, especially that one. What was it? I watched Sisters last night. Man, I was so mad. I'm mad at Tyler Perry right now. He just pisses me off. He really and truly does.
He needs to change up his formula. I feel like it's getting
He
a little tired.
Yeah, let me finish
Okay.
the news. Okay, so DT, Fat Nixon, the man with the dead hand, he said that hug prices, pharmaceuticals, will be down. He's proposing 1,000%. How do you get, y'all? A
The
thou-
math ain't mathin'.
1,000% means that it's free and that the pharmaceutical companies will pay us. What's wrong with him, y'all? I really want to know what is wrong with this man and why are we here? This is ridiculous.
Because he just throws stuff out there, and I feel like the people that are in his cult just continue to just
Believe it.
believe it. But I don't know if you saw it today. I saw it. I'm traveling for work, so I had CNN on. But he was with Jerome Powell. They're doing some renovations at the Fed,
Hmm.
and he was trying to like say that the budget was over, and I don't know what else. And Jerome Powell corrected him on air,
He needed to.
and it was like, we need more of this. We need more
We
people
did.
with a backbone who aren't afraid to say, "Hey, what you're saying is not
It,
correct."
you're lying, dude. Not correct. Don't be nice about it. Say, why are you lying? I need y'all to get into it. When look, we have been too nice for too long. We have had 3,000 years of the man. Okay, I need them to turn around and look at him and say, "Man, stop lying." That's
Look, at
not
this point, we need to get down on the ground with them. I hate to say that, but
down dirty.
we got to fight fire with fire. We have, Democrats for the longest time have just been way,
Too
way too
soft.
polite. And, as somebody who suffers from being too polite at times, I even am like, "Mm, that's enough."
Yeah, you are really nice. Sometimes too nice.
I
And
know. My
I
husband says the same thing,
stop
depending on the day, but
stop being so nice. But yeah, it's time to call him out and say, "Look, stop lying, because that is not the truth." So 1,000%, just insane. Then he wants to nix the NIL deals for these student athletes. Why? Why are you messing with the student athletes? They ain't done nothing to you. How is this presidential? This is not part of your presidential duties.
and again, they're making money off these kids. You
Yes,
know,
it's like you're okay with keeping people in slavery. These kids are working for free. They're making millions of dollars off of these kids, and they can't get paid. That's crazy.
yeah. Like ESPN pays how much for what's that called, game day on Saturdays? So I'm not really a sports person, so y'all will have to bear with me. But that's a big
Deal.
deal.
Yes,
And for
big.
you to expect these kids to go out there and perform for free. And I know that they get some sort of tuition and, but still, when you compare that to what the universities and everybody else is making off them,
Exactly.
it's not right.
It's not right. The universities and everybody else, they're making millions. And these kids, they get a free education, but it's not $1 million education,
And I
that
know people want to argue that, that some of these kids will go on to be professional athletes, but that's not accurate. A lot of the percentage is very
yeah,
low of people that actually do go on to, the NFL or the NBA or whatever it may be.
absolutely. Very low. So pay these babies. That's not fair. But they don't care anything about fairness. What else? What else?
Um,
So I'm gonna touch on this briefly. There are 23 members of Congress will not seek reelection. A lot of
oh,
them are, yeah, that's wonderful. They need to sit down, especially if you're over, I say maybe 55, 60, you need to sit down somewhere. Even I'm 55. I couldn't run. No.
I had to remember today that you were 55.
Yeah, I'm 55. I'm not running. No. Let the youngsters run.
Look, if you were serving before the internet was a thing,
You need to sit down.
you know,
Go enjoy your retirement.
like
Oh,
Chuck
Diddy.
Press. Oh, is there Diddy news?
Yeah, no. I'm saying Melville just put in TikTok, Kennedy had a Mitch the Glitch today. Hmm.
Oh.
Oh. I saw another senator had one yesterday. They're dropping like flies. Maybe it's the universe saying, "Hey, I've had enough of this. Do your best. Do your big one."
Look,
What?
karma sometimes hits you when you
Hey,
forgot about it.
when you least expect it, but it's well deserving. That's all I'm saying. Um, Last thing I wanted to talk about as far as politics is concerned, the man, he's signing an executive order pushing cities and states to remove homeless people from the streets. Now, the article states that they are going to put these people in rehabs and in centers. Y'all, where are they gonna get the money from? Where is the money, Lashandra? Where are they getting the money from to put these unhoused people into shelters and into rehabilitation centers? And here's
This
the
is
thing.
not a simple problem to solve, and it really irritates me when people want to like throw one thing at it and say, "Oh, this is going to fix it." It's so
No.
complex. It's not. That's not how things work. And a lot of these people do have a mental illness. There's a lot of veterans on the street. If they truly wanted to do something, Veteran Affairs would be involved.
Hmm.
You
If they
know,
really wanted to do something, they would have done it by now. And if they and don't get me wrong, I think that people that are homeless going to rehab and getting their lives together, I think that that is a wonderful idea. I really and truly do. However, we're talking about an administration that's putting people in camps, concentration camps, you guys. We're talking about um, we're talking about a group of people who are they care nothing about making sure that kids can eat when they go to school. We're talking about a group of people who don't care.
or
So
cutting Medicaid for a lot of kids that
Medicaid,
require.
Medicare, Social Security, food stamps. I mean, they're doing all these cuts. How? Please tell me how they're going to all of a sudden care about homeless people.
I just don't think that they are being realistic about it. Honestly, I think there's a lot of steps that are required for somebody to be rehomed. Just like it was a lot of steps for them to end up on the streets.
Absolutely.
There's a lot that is involved to be back into, you know, a traditional home or whatever it may be.
And what does that look like? That's my concern.
And it's not gonna look the same for everybody. There's
Mm-mm.
people that are truly out there because they're, if you're living somewhere like LA or anything like that, you are truly like out budgeted of whatever you make is never
Yes.
gonna be enough for what,
No.
I actually read something today in San Francisco. I think the mayor there, they are now passing to where you can't. There's a lot of people now living in like RVs.
Hmm.
They want to ban that. You cannot live in
Why?
because it's an eyesore. Yeah. Is it the? But do you think these people want to live in an RV? If they had the choice, they would probably live in a
If they
traditional.
could live in a traditional home, they would.
You
If
know,
companies were paying people what they're worth and prices weren't so exorbitant and so high, people could live. And they raised the minimum wage from $7.25 to, you know, meet the economy, then people could live in homes. But instead of you dealing with the root problem, you want to pick up all these people and ship them to camps because they you cannot tell me that they won't put these people in camps, let them go through the whole withdrawal process, no medication, and then put them to work like they're doing the migrants who are in these camps, because they're no longer flying them to different countries. They're putting them in these camps and making them work as if they're in prison. This is slavery.
um, this also happened during something called World War II.
Yep.
Just, for people that aren't maybe big history buffs,
Yeah.
I think that a lot of people maybe don't recognize that, but that is a human rights abuse.
They don't care. But it is a human rights. All that he has done since January is a human rights issue. And, you know, whether he'll ever be held accountable in this lifetime, while we're still walking the earth, I have no idea. But I know when he goes and he talks to his homeboy Lucifer, they'll have a good conversation. I cannot imagine God saying anything except stop him right there. Don't bring him right there. Don't bring him in. No. Send him on.
No,
Don't bring him in.
like you lost.
Yeah. Are you lost? Because in his mind he thinks that he's God. And it's sad that MAGA, they think that he's God as well. And that is sad. You lived your entire life going to church, praising God, being a Christian, even though you were lynching black people. Okay, even though you were burning down black people and you're putting crosses in black people's homes, their yards, and setting them on fire. Even though you did all this stealing, the land and unaliving indigenous people, even though you did all that, you still had a God that you served, and you gave us a Bible and said, "Oh, read this Bible and change your religion." But okay, I digress. You still had some morals about you that you wouldn't cross God, because it says it just as plain as day in the Bible that you put no one before God.
It's
And
blasphemous how
it
they
is. It's a blasphemy.
anything that he like says, they just take it in.
And Trump said it. It's like, how mediocre is your mind that you will agree, and he's lying to you. You know it. But you're so hell bent on being right and sticking it to the lips that you won't even admit that you're wrong. And that is sad. But for those who want to live that life, you will have to stand before God just like he will.
And
And
you're standing on the wrong side of history.
the very wrong side. You're not even in history. You're in geography. Lost. Lost. Thank you, DC. I see you, brother. It is very sad, sister-in-law. It's very sad. And it's scary because, everyone, all of our lives, it was work during the week, go to school during the week. On the weekends, you had your Saturday, you got up and you went to church on Sunday. All these so-called Christians have now decided that they're going to follow a demon, and they don't even recognize it. But the Bible speaks of that. The Bible tells you that you will follow a false prophet, and from that, God will know who you are. Oh, well, good luck to those folks, because baby, couldn't be me. It won't be me, ever.
Well, and people, I think, misconstrue being a good person with being religious. It's not.
No,
It's not one and the same.
no, not at all. Not at all. I mean, I don't tell people who to believe in. You believe in whomever. You can believe in that blonde haired, blue eyed Jesus, or you can believe that Jesus is black. You can believe in a plant. I don't care. But how you treat people says a lot about you, especially when they are vulnerable. If they can't do anything for you and you step on them, that says more about you than it does them. So good luck to those people. I hope one day that they wake up. I see a lot of them are waking up, and I see a lot of them are, upset because they see that frumpy, they put all their faith, lost friends, lost family, lost jobs, lost a lot, all because they thought that they were, um, on the right side. You guys, give me a second. On the right side, and they thought that they could actually lie and believe a lie and get away with it. And now they're dealing with it. They're waking up to see that, hey, he really doesn't care anything about me.
And I guess that's the thing with cults is everybody has their own moment where they maybe are like, hmm,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know. I mean, some people will continue to drink the Kool-Aid. That's just it is what it is. But I feel like hopefully enough people can wake up, and if we do have midterm elections, you know,
I think we will, but we shall see. If we do, I don't think that we'll see if he's still around come uh 2026. Them swollen ankles says a lot. We shall see.
we'll see.
Swollen ankles, hand is a little black. It's giving kidney issues. Um,
He looks just the more that he's out, he looks like just worn out, like more and more, in my opinion.
I mean, I love it. I love to see it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, how cruel can you be? I have no sympathy for people who don't even want to feed kids, who's making a way for it difficult for people who are handicapped or they have issues and they need their social security, you're stripping people of that. I have a friend, she has a mother, and we all have moms, but her mother is blind. She's blind in one eye and she has about 30% left in the other eye. And she has to do these treatments and it's $300 a month. Now, exactly. And they stopped her Medicaid. And now my friend, she's paying for it because that's her mother. But it's to the point where they've stripped everything away. And if you don't have somebody in your corner to help you, think about all the people who have diabetes. It went from $35 back up. What if they don't have the money?
Well, and also it costs, I think, pennies to make insulin. So
Penny.
all you're doing is enriching the pharmaceutical companies,
That's it.
which when they develop new drugs, they are like subsidized with research grants from the U.S. government. So I always think like, why isn't that like taken into consideration when they push out new drugs? They're always so expensive,
Absolutely.
Like my mother takes something for her stomach, and when Biden was in office, he had passed something, and like all this medication dropped, and I think she was paying like $8 a month for something.
Yeah.
Well, Trump comes in, does away with that executive order, and now it's like $70 a month.
Yeah.
Which maybe to some people that doesn't seem like a prohibitive cost, but when you're on a fixed income,
It is.
$60 is $60.
Yeah.
So,
When you decide between medication and food, or medication and the light bill, you have, but they're living in such an alternative universe from the average person where we have to look, and budget. They're just like, he's never even gone to the grocery store. He says, you got to show ID to buy bread. That is,
he also thought gas was like $2. I don't know if you saw that. And I'm like,
the man he's in another universe. And it's frustrating at this point. It's
the Lulu universe.
Yeah,
That's
it is. It's the Lulu. And I think the American people have had enough, and we're ready. We're ready whenever you are, Grim Reaper, whenever you are. So let's go ahead and get into some TV shows. Now,
here's my favorite topic.
Yes, my favorite topic as well. Now, I watch Sisters. Now, Tyler Perry, I know you out there listening, okay? Tyler, why? Now, Karen was pregnant for 3 years. And all of a sudden, now, here, the backstory. Karen on the show, what is it? Andy, Karen, Sabrina. What's the girl with the one that works at the airport? You guys help me out. Danny. And Fatima. Okay, so it's 5 of them, right? And they're all, good friends, except Fatima is now dating. Have you seen the show before?
No, I'm trying to catch up.
Yeah, okay, so Fatima's now dating Zach. Zach is Karen's ex. Well, Zach and Karen, they had a little something. When he and Fatima were I think they were on a break or whatever, and she got pregnant. Well, she also slept with her ex, I guess the same day or the next day, and she's pregnant with twins by 2 different men. Tyler Perry, what are we doing?
I mean, that is a thing. It's a little bit of a medical phenomenon, but I believe this was also a storyline on Days of Our Lives.
Tyler, I know you're listening. Please call me. I have begged you. Call me. Let's talk about these things before you go and you sign off on it, because some things we don't need to do. Anywho, so Karen was pregnant for 3 years, y'all.
3 years.
It seems like for a whole season she was pregnant. And I mean, Karen is beautiful. She's a beautiful actress. All of them are absolutely gorgeous. And she was pregnant for 3 years. The first year she was pregnant, we never even saw a baby bump. Second year, we finally saw a baby bump. You know, and these are seasons, but it felt like years. And now she went into labor, and of course, she goes into labor, and there is a blackout. There is traffic, and then she goes into labor. She gets to the hospital, and the nurse. I would have went across that desk because the nurse she was so rude and so condescending, and she did not care anything about what was going on. Now, someone told me today when I was talking to KK about this, she said, you know, some people don't realize that when you're pregnant, if you do have a fever or because she was sick, she had a fever, she had the chills, she was, you know, vomiting, and the nurse was saying, oh, that's normal, but she knew something had happened. Well, the doctor, he was a horrible, when I tell you a horrible doctor, he was horrible to Karen. And you have to go back and watch it, but he was horrible. And then, of course, it ended last week, and then yesterday he brought the new. So why leave us on such a cliffhanger? We had to wait a whole week, and I'm not happy about that, Tyler. Number one, it don't take you 2 weeks to do a story, and she still ain't had the baby. So it's
Oh,
gonna take
Lord.
3 shows for her to have this child. Well, twins, but one of them, you know, doesn't make it, and we don't know. We don't know if they stopped it yesterday with Karen. They lost her heartbeat. And I'm just like, I got on looking on, you know, on threads and on TikTok if anybody had
You're on
any
Reddit.
idea.
Like, what
Yeah,
happened?
what happened. And I'm so mad at Tyler right now. Tyler Perry.
So,
Come to
what was wrong with her? What was her illness?
One of the babies had passed the day
Oh, so she was
before.
septic.
She was
Uh,
septic. And the doctor, of course, he was not of us. He decided that he wanted her to have a vaginal uh, labor, and that will either make you sterile or it may unalive you and the baby. So
that's
you
very
have,
dangerous. Yeah.
well, it's dangerous, and you just have to have a cesarean like everybody else. But he was like, oh, she can handle it. She was weak, and she passed out. So hopefully they take her back. You know, next week we have to wait a whole nother week, Tyler, and they take her back, and she goes ahead and we find out who passed. I hope Karen doesn't pass, y'all.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I
I
would.
know. But it did highlight how Black women are treated in the hospital, which I think that was the point for Tyler Perry, but he didn't have to take it to the extreme. We are already still dealing with the real life young lady who had to be an incubator, you know, when she passed. So that was hard enough.
Did
So
that baby
why
survive?
the baby did, yes.
Okay. Because they made her, she didn't go to like 40 weeks, but I
Yeah,
think they
she
just
went
took her to like viability,
to,
which is
yeah.
24 weeks.
No, I
No,
think she was at maybe 30.
30. Okay.
And
I
they
know every week, like, it improves the chances of the baby.
baby living, yeah. And I think she passed on her birthday.
Oh,
Isn't that sad? Yeah.
I just think they took her dignity from her to pass with, you know.
Yeah. But he did highlight how, you know, women are treated, some women, especially women of color, are treated in the hospitals, you know. We're not, our pain. The man didn't give her pain meds. He only had her hooked up to an IV and saline. No pain meds, nothing for nausea, nothing. And that's cruel.
I
And
was reading yesterday in the New York Times, not related to the show, but they did a whole story on women that have C-sections and that like the anesthesiologists don't believe them when they say, I still feel, and there were women in the story that were like, they started cutting into me. And
oh Lord
it's
Jesus,
like they didn't believe me until I started screaming,
baby.
you know. And one of these women was a registered nurse and was like, look, I know what I'm telling you. And so it kind of speaks to that theme of like
Hmm.
women aren't both, and
Being heard.
Yes.
You have to actually, I mean, if you go into the medical field, you are there to serve and to help, not to hurt. Just because you don't think that black women feel the same pain as white women, that doesn't mean that you're not God. You treat everybody with the same level of care. And Tyler Perry did highlight that the level of care was not it was horrible. It was horrible. So we will pick back up Tyler Perry. Look, this only better be 3 shows. Because after this, we need to move on. I don't want to just talk about we can't do 3 years of her being pregnant and then a full season of the baby and no, we're not doing this, Tyler Perry. So if that is your plan, you better rewrite it and y'all better get back in the studio. I'm not doing this with Tyler Perry this time. Let's go ahead and take a quick commercial
Okay.
break. You are listening to Our Plugs, a Community Connection on WKRA 92.7 The Change. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Tori G, owner and founder of Say Something Tees, a statement t-shirt company. I got into this business by mistake, but the mission was no accident. As a Black female-owned brand, we do more than just sell shirts. We make statements. Our designs spark conversation, sometimes shady, sometimes in your face, but always bold. From the 92% collection, honoring Black women who always show up, to Dear Black Woman, a love letter to our strength and resilience. Our tees empower, uplift, and keep it real. Because at Say Something Tees, we believe your shirt should speak before you do. Shop Black owned, shop with a purpose. Find us at www.saysomething.biz and let's say something together.
Hey guys, yes, this is my nonprofit, Carter's Caring Hands. And what my nonprofit does, we give fresh food boxes to those families in need that's struggling to keep food on their tables. We also go out into the unhoused community, give out care bags here in the Kalamazoo, Michigan area. So if you'd like to donate to the cause, please go to www.carterscaringhands.com and donate whatever you can, so we together can uplift those families that's struggling to keep food on their tables. Highly appreciated. God bless.
Opalmay Simplistic Beauty is hair care and skincare in a bottle. Take a quick survey and let us design your own formula. Go to ourplugs.com, look for Opalmay Simplistic Beauty, and we can get your formula out to you as soon as possible. We hope to hear from you soon. Have a great day. And we are back. You're listening to Our Plugs, a Community Connection on WKRA 92.7 The Change, as well as on YouTube and TikTok. So we just wrapped up talking about sisters, and let's hop into Basketball Wives.
Ooh, that is the biggest thing on social media this week, I think.
I am so disappointed in Jackie and her daughter.
I'm not surprised at Jackie. I feel like she's always been a loose cannon, and I think she's a raging narcissist, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
And to me, I think Shawnee should have let her go a long time ago.
Yeah, because you want to protect your brand. And if I were Shawnee, I would sit back and think about, how do I want to portray women on TV? Do I want to portray women as uplifting? And that's the thing about reality TV. People don't tune in to positive. They don't tune into, women helping women or people doing the right thing. They don't tune into that. They think that is boring. But they tune into the drama, the fighting, the cat fights, the cursing each other out. And that is one of the reasons why I stopped watching reality TV. And I watch the clips, but I can't tune in.
You can't watch the whole thing.
Mm-mm.
Well, I'm not somebody who likes conflict at all, but man, do I love me some reality TV.
Yes, you are hooked. You and KK. And there's nothing wrong with that. I can't, it's just my personal and my level of anxiety that I can handle.
I think for me, and I've been watching Basketball Wives since it came on, I don't know, more than 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And I have seen some growth with some of the ladies. Like Evelyn, I feel like she has come a long way. She's still a little, I think so. I think she's been through a lot, with her domestic violence and, things like that.
Who would chat?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because she had been engaged a couple of times, but she actually married him. He was the only one that she actually married.
Oh,
Um,
she only married Chad?
yeah, he was, and
He really
after,
loved him.
yeah, I think she genuinely felt like, and you can see on
Aw,
the show when they start dating, and you could tell that she genuinely had like a lot of love for him, and then for that to have ended the way that it did, and so
so public.
yeah, and so so Shelby says like, not only was I hurt, but I was humiliated.
Morningstar, I see you out there, honey. Miss Morningstar is on TikTok.
Hi.
See you, honey. She's enjoying her vacation.
We miss you.
Yes, we do. We miss you. So
um,
Evelyn has grown,
I
and
think she's
that's good.
grown.
I think that is great. What about Jennifer? Has she grown any?
I think she's grown a little bit. When her mom passed away, I feel like that humbled her a little bit.
I didn't know her mom passed. See, I don't.
Yeah,
But
it's been a couple of years, but I feel like that did humble her a little bit. She's had a little bit of a rough season, I think, because there's some stuff out there allegedly about her husband. Which, I don't know if it's true or not. There's a lot out there, but you know, I feel like she's grown some. Even Brandy Maxiel,
hmm
she's grown some. They
that's
all
good.
have, but I feel like Jackie just never gets better. And I
Yeah,
don't know if they keep her on just because, ironically, she is the only basketball wife. She's the one married to Doug Christie.
yeah.
Nobody else is actually married to an NBA player anymore, other than
Oh,
her.
yeah, she's the only basketball wife, and she's the only one out there making herself look like, you know, a crazy person. I mean, the fact that number one, I would if I'm having a conflict with anyone I care about, I'm not going to put it on TV. There's no amount of money.
No.
No.
Why bring your daughter that that there's like some,
So this is the girl, the daughter that she's always been into it with.
no, this is her other daughter. So okay, so
Oh
she
my.
had when she met Doug Christie, she already had a daughter, Takari.
Okay.
Um, and then she went on to have two kids with Doug, and her oldest daughter always said that Jackie mistreated her.
Mm,
And she felt like there was some colorism there. And
yeah.
she would tell her she was fat and, all sorts
Yeah,
of
I remember that. I
all
remember.
sorts of cruel. I mean, the girl wrote a book.
I,
Um, I never read it, but for you to go that far I feel like that's always like a cry for attention. You want to try to get through to your mother because that's your mother at the end of the day,
yeah, and you
you
want
know.
to have a relationship with your mother. It's your mom.
But but actually she came out seeing all this happening and she's like almost celebrating that Jackie got like physically, you know,
She's
into
happy
it.
about it.
Yeah, she posted a TikTok
That's
and
horrible.
she was like, when you get the ass whooping you should have been getting since you were
Sorry, WKRA
oh,
92. Sorry about that. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I apologize. When you get that you have been deserving and things like that. So then Chantel comes back and she's like, you know, why are you even commenting on this? You have three kids that Jackie has never even met. You don't even have a relationship with her. So like what,
Oh,
you
they're
know,
all toxic. They all need some counseling.
yes, but
Yeah, she's
especially Jackie.
after her sister. Wait a minute now. Now, do they didn't have a relationship
So
either?
they don't have a relationship because growing up, Jackie always pitted them against each other.
No, no.
So it's just sad overall. And as a parent, like I can't think of a situation where I would like,
No.
or with my mother. I would never ever put my hands on my mother.
Girl, please.
And
But baby, let me tell you something. My mother was 4'9". I wish I would touch that little bitty firecracker. My mother would have told me from limb to limb.
you would not be here to
I would
tell
not.
this.
I would not. And then when she got through with me, my daddy would straight up strangle me. He would pick me up. Baby, I wish I would put my hands on my mama. But it's a level of respect that you have for your parents, no matter what, no matter how angry you get. If you get that mad, you need to get up and get up. Like she was walking out the door. You could have just kept walking. Number one, all that arguing back and forth, that is mad disrespectful, because you may heal from a scrap, but them words, you that will stay with you for forever. Now you just let the entire world see
Yes.
you and your mother fighting, and you let the entire world see you and your daughter fighting. When are we going to stop allowing the ratings and TV shows and networks to show Black women in the worst type of light? I don't know any Black woman that's going to get on besides Jackie and fight her daughter, or
I
her
just
daughter
think
fight her. That's crazy.
Shawnee needs to draw a line.
Shawnee, and she's married to a pastor. Shawnee, if you listen, Shawnee, we need you to do better.
And look, Shawnee
Because
does not need any more money.
no,
Okay.
well, she can make all the money she wants. I'm not gonna pocket watch you, but baby, you would get more bees with honey than you will with crap. Nobody wants to see women, especially mothers and daughters, fighting each other. That now we didn't watch Jennifer and Evelyn. We've watched all the other fights. This is a new low, even for basketball wives. A mother and daughter. Come on, y'all.
And this might be something irreparable for them. Now you've ruined
This
somebody's
would be for
family forever.
yes. And they have to live with that. Then they have kids. Jackie has grandkids. You have other people to take into consideration. I would hate to live and be so embarrassed by my mother, or my aunt, or that come on, Shawnee. I mean, I get it, for the love of money, and money is the root to all evil, but to the point where you are you're tearing apart, you're promoting tearing a family apart. Because even if they did do this on their own, you didn't have to air that. But you're
That
gonna,
is very true. She could have
yes,
kept that,
could have kept that. Yes, it was very hard to watch Heavenly. Heavenly Key says that was so hard to watch just in the clips. Yes, that's very hard to watch, because no one wants, we see enough drama. Basketball wise, you're to the point where you're taking it to the point where, okay, YouTube fighting, that's not enough. That's not going to get the ratings in. Let's get people talking like we're doing now, and let people get in and tune in, because they're going to want to see Jackie and her daughter fighting. I wish I would tune into that mess.
Well, and then I thought it was not good. So they broke them up or whatever. They separated them. Jackie stayed in her room. Chantel went over to where the other ladies were staying. And then later they sat them down again to talk.
Why?
That's what I'm saying. No.
They want to get the footage.
They're still in that same hotel. Jackie's still wearing the same pajamas that she assaulted her daughter. And I'm like, they really needed to have one of them go home, or probably both of them. Putting them back together was only going to escalate the situation. Did they resolve anything? No.
No.
And they're not going to resolve anything with the camera there.
No, it's all for show. And I mean, I get it. You guys want to stay relevant. You want people to tune in. You want people to show up so your show will stay on the air. But to what extent do we, pimp out ourselves?
Where do you draw the line, honestly?
Where is the line?
And again, none of these people, if they stopped doing the show tomorrow, none of these people would be out on the street.
No, they wouldn't. But instead of saying, you know what, I have morals. I do have some morals. I know I'm on this show, and I know, we do some outlandish things for ratings and clicks and views and all that good jazz. But I'm not going to sell my soul for $1. I still have a family to think about. If you're doing it for your family, especially if you're doing it for you're out here on the show making money for your family, but that's just the money. You still have to look at your mother. And then when you go places, people are going to be looking at you, talking about you. Why? It's not even that serious. No.
Well, and there's a lot of people who want to put the blame on Chantel. I don't necessarily agree with that.
I think the blame should go on both, because there's no way. Let me get a couple comments from the Okay,
I
so
think they both played a part,
they did. They
and
both did.
honestly, there was security in that room, so it's almost like they let it go.
For the ratings, for the
You
show.
know,
And Shawnee didn't have to play it, plain and simple. But they're gonna play whatever for the ratings and the
you know.
show. It doesn't matter. Morally, I would never. But
I
when
just think not everything is for sale.
not well, and
Not everything should be for sale. You know, and I think your relationship with your children. I don't know.
it's never. You know,
You
my
know.
relationship with my kids is more important than any amount of money on this planet. You can't pay me enough. Those came from me. They're more important than anybody else. Period. So on YouTube, let's see. T-Wiz says my mama would have pulled that broomstick and house shoe bout on me if I tried to fight her. Oh, baby, the way my mother was short. She would have beat me down. No, my mom, it was a belt to behind situation. And that's just for the radio, because y'all know what I'm thinking. Heavenly said, let's see, she said, trust me, I've been beat down by my mom, my alcoholic mom, but I will never, ever put it on TV. And I understand. Some things you have to keep sacred. You know, trauma will live on forever. You're right, Heavenly, because it's traumatic. And anybody who's ever been in a domestic violence situation between their parents, this is triggering. And I need Shawnee, you are now a pastor's wife. Baby, come do better. You know,
Absolutely. She never
show
should have casted her. I mean, and I think I've said this before, but I feel like mother-daughter relationships can be very complex
they
between
can.
some mothers and daughters, and putting it out there for everybody to see and judge, just
You're not
never a good
gonna
idea.
help.
And you know Shawnee would never put her daughter on there. Either one of them. I think she's
You
got two.
see any of her kids on there?
They come out, but I mean, they show them playing like college basketball or, doing positive things, of course.
You're
Not
never
that they would
gonna
ever, not
see.
that they have negative things, but I'm just saying they're only showing her kids in the best light, but they're not extending that same, you
Yes,
know.
you're showing, and that's the problem. If you're going to show people in this light, do unto others as you would have done unto you, Shawnee. You wouldn't want your family and all your secrets and the ugliness that goes on, because we all have drama. I don't care who you are. You wouldn't want that exposed for the world to see. So why are you doing that and monetizing and making money off of pain? And not only that, it's triggering for any child that has ever been in an abusive relationship with their parent and they've gotten removed from that parent. Or, yes, they had a choice. They did have a choice, P. They did. But I feel like some people will lower their standards for the dollar. And in my opinion, Shawnee being the executive producer, you need to put your foot down and say, you know what, I'm a woman of the cloth now. You know, when I started this, I may have started it and I wasn't as close as I am, but I'm not going to continue to perpetuate this level of hate, because that's all it is. You know, I have yet to see Basketball Wives do something community for the community. You know, if they do a food, how about scholarships? How about, going to colleges, getting people registered to vote? How about doing something productive for the community? But instead, you go on trips, you take these lavish trips. This is not anybody's reality except a small group of people who are making money off of the pain and suffering of exposing Black women who don't actually act like this. We don't act like this.
Yeah. I
I,
think Shawnee has an opportunity to use her platform for something positive, but every season she chooses not to.
every season. And I would prefer for her to say, you know what, I have made millions off of this platform. Let me show Black women and women of color in a positive light. But instead, we get the same old. And it's disappointing. It's, Shawnee, Tyler Perry, I'm sick of y'all. I really am. and I have a right to my opinion. I don't knock anybody that watches it. I think that everybody, hey, do your thing. Do what makes you happy. But like I said, some of it is very triggering, and I just can't support it. Especially watching that. I have two daughters. No. And when my daughters were younger, oh my God, they got on my last nerve. Y'all don't even understand. Tiwi says Johnny doesn't care. She is all about the ratings and making more money. I have to agree with that.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Like I said, every season she's got a choice. She should have let Jackie go a long time ago. A long, long time
Yeah,
ago.
and found something positive. What's wrong with showing positive things on TV? I don't get it. I really don't. It would make people. I know they say feel good TV, but what's wrong with that? They
I
have.
mean, it does work. Like, when
It
they do
does.
like,
Look at the Hallmark Channel.
I was gonna say that the HGTV when they do like the makeovers for people that have gone through like, you know, natural disasters, and it
Yes,
is a format that works if you choose to.
if that's what you choose to do, but instead you're choosing to make money off of pain. And a lot of people have woken up to that and said, "Oh no, thank you. I'll bow out gracefully. My life is already traumatic enough. I've already got enough headaches. I don't need to watch a show and raise my anxiety." No. Priscilla said if they stop, she has no material. You're absolutely right, because they have no material because they choose not to have any material. There's plenty of things. There's a plethora of things that Shawnee could actually showcase. But if you choose not to see it, then you choose not to see it. And I'm not going to give y'all my ideas. You never know. I might come up with my own show one day. No. Shawnee, do better, baby, because this one right here, I've always been, on the fence, like, okay, I'll watch but this one with Jackie, no, I can't tune in. I can't do it.
I don't know. Of all the things that she's done, this is just like,
And Jackie has been a piece of work.
like
As
there
far as
was one season when Evelyn came back, she referred to Evelyn's daughter as a build-a-hoe, like saying that Evelyn raised her to be like.
who said that? Oh, Jackie.
Jackie said it about Evelyn's daughter. And I'm like, and my child is small, but if I had a grown daughter and you said that about her, yeah, we're
Yeah,
gonna.
we're definitely going to. You're gonna see me, baby, because you're not going to talk about mine. No, but see, that's another thing. If you have somebody on the show that's coming with that type of behavior, why is she on the show? And I know why she's on the show.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Right.
Shawnee knows all this, and she keeps her on. And there's even been a season where she has come after Shawnee, and like I said, Shawnee still just keeps her on, and that's what I don't. I don't know. It's got to be the money. What else? What other?
Must be the money. Must be, you know,
Like Nelly said, it must be the money.
must be the money. Because, but all money is not good money. At the end of the day, you're ruining your reputation um, as a producer, because you've put yourself in a box. Maybe one day you would want to make a movie about, a drama or anything else, but you're stuck in that box of reality TV because you haven't explored actually doing something
Yeah.
else.
Well, and at this point, I don't think she's ever done anything else, and now I think she's like you're saying, she's stuck in that. People have this perception of her that that's what she's, good at producing, and that's what it is.
And she's stuck there, and because you've done so much and it's always been this negative connotation behind it, you have to continue, and so it has to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and now it's gotten to the point where, oh girl, then they're on their mother and daughter fighting. That Shawnee, come on.
It's just very sad.
um I just, I would like to see something different. I would like to see something different. We have, think about it, we have lived our entire lifetime hearing how Black women are ghetto and how Black women are, you know, loud and ridiculous, and then you put it on TV. What? You know, no one, I don't hang out with anyone who acts like any of them ever. You know, I could never hang out with a Evelyn or a, well, I don't know. Evelyn, when I all I keep thinking of when she threw that glass at Jen, baby, the way I would have came over that, and see, I don't want to act like that, you know, but I'm going to defend myself. But I would never throw a glass at somebody. What? Where are we? How old are we? We're throwing glasses when she threw that glass at Jen. It's like no. And then what's the young lady? I really did like her, the one. She was really pretty. She's Bambi's cousin or something.
Malaysia?
Yes, Malaysia. I like her. And
She moved to Atlanta, and I think
who's
she was.
she?
I don't. She too got like tired of
The drama.
yeah. She's like she was trying to do something else. She had something going on in Atlanta, and
Yeah.
that's why she, you know. But her too. Her and Jackie were close friends at one point, and Jackie burned that bridge.
Oh, did
With
she?
her. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, I don't think there's been any bridge that Jackie has not set fire to.
And then how is this helping Jackie? Because her mental isn't up to par either.
I don't think it is helping her, but I don't think she has that like self-awareness to know that, what she is doing is
Yeah.
harmful to herself.
Narcissist. So T Wiz says every real reality show has to have the person who is not afraid to be the shock character. And I guess that's Jackie. You know, everybody has to have that something that's going to draw people in and have people say, oh, well, yeah, let's see what Jackie's going to do now. But I mean, I get it. I guess. And then let's see. Lady J says we have no more positive TV shows about Black excellence, and I have to agree with you, Lady J. That's what I'm. That's what I'd like to see. I want to see. We have all the action films, we have the drama, but I would like to see something positive come. Tyler Perry has all the money to make great movies, uplifting movies. Now he did make the one about. It came out last summer and it had Kerry Washington in it and it was with the soldiers.
Oh, the triple something, right?
The triple
It was set during World War II.
yeah, it was. That one was really good.
That was really good. I love period dramas. That was really good.
Yes, it was really good. Um but I can't, really find any to come to mind. Even if I would love to see a Love Jones reboot. Oh my god, that Love Jones is my favorite movie. Have you ever seen it?
Yeah.
I love it. That is my favorite. It reminds me of a time because when the movie came out, I was same age as Nia Long, and it was my era, and I was back and forth, just living, and it was fun, and it was a really really good
There's
movie.
a couple of movies
The
from that
triple
area,
six,
like
the
Love and Basketball,
yes, basketball was really
like
good.
The Best Man, all those with like all
Yes,
those ensemble casts were just really great.
yes, Poetic Justice. See
Oh,
those.
what I just oh,
The
that's one of
Super
my
Bowl
favorites.
eight was the movie with Kerry Washington, and I love Kerry Washington. I think she's an excellent actress. On top of being, drop dead.
Her biography, if you ever get a chance, is excellent.
Okay,
Her autobiography, yeah.
I love to read, so
I know you love a good audiobook.
I
So.
sure do. I sure do. I wish I had the time to read, but I will turn on an audiobook and listen to it for 8 hours and be.
I can't do audiobooks. I try. I think I'm just like squirrel and I just get distracted and I
No, man. It
then the chapter's over. I'm like, who died? Who's
helps
pregnant?
me to concentrate. It helps me to concentrate. Well, I will say this. This was a great show. Good conversation. I want to say thank you to Cece for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me. Always a pleasure.
Absolutely, absolutely. I hope to see you next Friday as well.
Absolutely.
Thank you to our YouTube chat. I truly appreciate you, T Wiz, Priscilla. Oh, and the folks over in TikTok, Lady J, Heavenly, Melbo, so many to mention. If I didn't mention you, heart, not my head, not my heart. So thank you so much for joining us. We will be back. We will be back on Sunday night, recording with the Coach's Corner. You guys have a wonderful weekend, and don't let anybody steal your joy. Laugh at life, because life is lifing, and we truly appreciate every moment that we have.
Absolutely.
Enjoy it. Thank you.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Hey y'all, it's DJ Kitty
And Miss Morningstar.
We are here from Our Plugs, the Community Connection, and we will be your new morning host on WKRA 92.7 The Change.
Yes, we will be broadcasting Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time.
We'll also be streaming on YouTube at Our Plugs LLC.
Be sure to tune in.